at the end of the day, this is the game that we all grew up playing in the backyard and on the Little League fields and having fun and enjoying it. And I still like to take the same approach. It's a game. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be enjoyed. And, obviously there's a few more people watching and a little bit bigger stage, but you just got to embrace all of that. It all comes with it.
Does it seem that there's something pretty cool about the fact this is the first time since 1970 that two teams have won 100 games plus in the regular season meet?
I did not know that stat, so yeah, that's wild. First I heard of it.
So to be in this series, I'm sure you dreamed when you were a little boy. You talked about watching Gibson hit the home run. When did you first dream about, even if it was just a fantasy, about being in the World Series? And what does it mean having that dream come true?
I think every little kid who ever steps onto a baseball field or puts a glove on or stands in the batter's box at some point puts himself in that situation, 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth in the World Series, and what are you going to do? And it's no different for myself. I think growing up playing in a World Series was obviously a dream, and that's what makes me so passionate about this game and love it so much, and just fortunate to be on a team with this group of guys who literally it took every single guy on this roster to get us to this point.
And what does it mean in your heart to be here?
It's incredible. I mean, just again, the whole reason for coming back here and wanting to be a Dodger was knowing what we had here, knowing what we were trying to do, and wanting to bring this World Series back to LA. Well, what's that? Well, I'm used to it. I played for the Mets for 4 years where all we heard about was 86. So definitely used to it, and have pretty good relationships with a lot of those guys who are still around all the time. And I don't think it's tired of hearing about it. It's, enjoying it and embracing their stories and wanting to get this city back there. And now, hopefully down the road, we can share our stories with future Dodgers.
Yesterday, there was some eyebrows raised that you didn't participate in. Is this something similar to what you see during the season, where you sometimes you take that
Yeah, the majority of my work I get done underneath in the cage and off a machine and like that. So with the 4 or 5 days, the hot weather, just wanted to take it easy and spend some extra time in the training room and doing my work inside to get ready for the series.
If you embrace 88, what's your favorite story from 88?
Well, I mean, obviously the Gibby home run is the iconic part of it, but I have a really good relationship with a lot of those guys, and that's the beauty about being in this organization is once you're a Dodger, you're always a Dodger. And when you see how much those guys, the Ron Says, Karros is always up here, Don Newcomb's here, Tommy's here, all those guys are here all the time, Garvey, Kenny, all those guys, they all come back, they're all around, they all love to be here, Tommy Davis, Manny Mota, Uncle Maury, the list goes on and on and on and on. Sandy Koufax, and it just really, I think when you take a step back and look at it, it tells you how special it is to be a Dodger.
So if the history isn't a weight, it sounds like it's a plus for you.
Absolutely. We get to take a ride down an extremely slow elevator every day, and when we get off on the first floor, we literally take a stroll down Dodgers memory lane and all the history and all the Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers and MVPs and Cy Youngs and Rookies of the Year and the World Series trophies. We get to walk by that every single day we come into and we leave this field. And it's something I don't think, hopefully I can speak for all the guys and say, they don't just not notice what they're walking by. They're literally walking through Dodgers history every single day.
Because you're from here, anything with goosebump for you, maybe, or I don't know, maybe goosebumps too far.
Yeah, I think it's just a opportunity for us to put our names on that wall somewhere, and like I said, as well as us being able to tell stories to future Dodgers down the road, maybe having them walk through and seeing our names on the wall.
You were asked earlier about the little kid 3-2, line of 7, whatever. Doesn't every little kid always hit a home run in that situation? You never struck out in that situation when you were mad.
Well, I think when you're just playing it through your mind, yeah, you hit a home run every time. But if you're in the backyard playing wiffle ball, you don't always get that result. So as much as you would like it, but it's a tough game. They got a good team over there. They got a lot of good arms, and it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a fun series.
Battle of the Beards in game one. Michael, over the years, have you faced him, or what position?
I've never got a chance to face him, and I look forward to the challenge.
Well, what have you seen on film, or what you know about him, or read about him, or watched?
He's been one of the best pitchers in the American League for the last few years. He's got a Cy Young. He's got all the accolades. He's a big game pitcher. So as soon as I get done here with you guys, we're probably going to go in a meeting and try to put together a game plan to figure out how to beat him.
Justin, when you look at this matchup, is there a different emphasis placed on the Verlander-Keuchel games as opposed to the other games?
No, that's the beauty of this team is it's not about looking ahead or looking behind us. It's literally about showing up one day at a time, and whoever's on the mound that night, we're going to try to figure out a way as a team, as a group, as an offense to score as many runs as we can off that guy.
You spoke about it being really, really hot. How do you feel about it possibly being the hottest World Series ever?
Love it. I'd rather be playing in the heat than in the snow, so it's great.
And one more question. Pete's been really energetic, obviously, this entire journey to the World Series, but he's also been very focused at the plate. How does that affect everyone in the clubhouse?
Yeah, the energy is real. It's that's who Yasiel is. He's an exciting player. He's a guy that I don't think anyone can take their eyes off of, and he's a game changer. What he can do, not only up at the plate, but the way he plays right field, he's the best right fielder in baseball. So he can run. He makes unbelievable catches. He's got an absolute cannon for an arm. So he's a game changer, and there's a fine line between having fun and goofing around on the field and being able to keep your concentration. And the biggest difference between this year and I think years past is he's been able to toe that line perfectly. He's enjoying the game. He's having fun, and he's doing the 2013 Puig things, but at a concentration level that's extremely higher.
In your few years here, can you get a feel, appreciation for Dodger fans, the city of LA, how badly they wanted to see this team after 3 decades back in the World Series?
Yeah, I live here year-round, so I get an opportunity to just do everyday normal people stuff in the off-season, and it's amazing driving through the city of LA on Thanksgiving or around Christmas or just after New Year's, and the amount of LA Dodger gear you see being worn on the street on a daily basis is incredible. And our fan base has been hungry for this for a long time, and I'm happy to be a part of the group that gets to bring it back here.
Do you have any concern health-wise about being able to play every day for the rest of the series?
No.
Just to talk about the fan support in the city just in the last couple of days since you guys have been here working out. How have you seen everybody rally in the community and the hype and anticipation of this moment?
It hasn't been the last couple of days. It's been year in and year out. We lead the league in attendance every year that I've been here. I was a part of a All-Star Game fan vote where Dodger fans set a record with over 20 million votes. So this is LA. This is our fans. They're good baseball fans. They enjoy it. They support us through thick and thin, and this is nothing new for us.
What are some of the things they say when you're in public? Is it the most common thing? Win one for us, please.
No, usually it's let me get a picture.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Justin, you got the beard. Keichel's got one. Will y'all share any notes on the grooming of the beard at all?
No, we played them a couple years ago, and he still had the good beard, and I think I made a comment to him about it, about how nice it was. But the beards aren't throwing any pitches or taking any swings, so it's about the man underneath them.
I know you've been asked this several times, but you wanted to come back for this, and just on the doorstep of the first game, how does it feel? I mean, how gratifying is it?
It's exciting. It's exciting, to be. This is obviously this is unusual. This is different. The buzz around the town is crazy. Everyone is excited to be able to come to the stadium and watch this game in person rather than sitting at home watching it being played in another city.
Justin, can you talk a little bit about the Astros pitching staff right out of the gate? You're going to see Keuchel and Verlander, and just what you've seen of them, how impressed you guys are.
Right now, all we're worried about is Keuchel. He's the guy we're going to see tomorrow night, and we're going to focus on him and try to put together a game plan to figure out, how to score some runs off him. So after tomorrow, then we'll worry about the next guy, and then after that, we'll worry about the next guy after that.
What do you think's made him so successful?
He's a pitcher. It's not a power arm. It's not out there trying to blow things by him. It's location. It's pitch selection, and he knows how to pitch. And so, like I said, we'll go back and right after this and put together a game plan to try to score some runs off him.
What's your thoughts on what you've seen out of Jose Altuve and what he's been able to accomplish throughout his career?
Yeah, he's a unbelievable baseball player with a heart that's probably bigger than his frame. He's passionate. He plays the game the right way. He plays hard. He takes great at bats, and it's going to be fun to compete against him in the series.
How much did your baseball intelligence get you to this point? Because you know the game so well, and the changes you made, and how you've developed as a player.
I think it's more about not being satisfied and not being content and trying to continue to grow. And one of the differences, I think, between this year's team and last year's team was our ability as a group to take in all this information, all this new information that's been coming out and that the front office puts together, and then our coaching staff has done an incredible job at being able to kind of translate that into baseball terms for us and apply it on the field. And I think guys are more receptive to that now than they ever have been, and it's turned into good results for us.
You've always been a smart player. Were you receptive to it right from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm constantly looking for information and stuff to make me better, and stuff to anticipate, as the game's going on, and try to put myself in a better position, not only at the plate but defensively as well.
Justin, I'm with CBS this morning. We're doing a story on Amy and Christina, the Dodger ball girls. Can you talk about when you heard first after the Las Vegas shooting that they were okay?
Yeah, I actually reached out to one of my best friends. His wife, I think, grew up playing softball with Amy. So when I found out that her and Christina were there, I reached out to him, asked if Gabby had heard anything, if they were doing okay. They said they were, and I actually, after Game 2 here, got a chance to talk to both of them in the dugout, and they seemed to be doing okay. And they were just asked them how they were doing, told them I was glad they were safe, and looking forward to seeing them back here at Dodger Stadium to be able to work a World Series.
They're very excited. Do you credit them a little bit with getting into the World Series, tossing balls around in the outfield and such?
Yeah, they're the ones that are down there. They're warming up our outfielders, keeping them loose. So obviously a big part of it, and we're glad to have them on our team.
You like that they throw like a girl?
They don't. I've watched them play catch. They don't throw like girls. They have good arms, and our guys don't take it easy on them either. They play catch with them just like they were playing catch with anyone else.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Justin, you guys have had so much expectations on you.
dude?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing? Good to see you.
So much kept coming from everywhere. What is the expectations you guys had all year, Justin, to kind of do this, right, to win a title? Does it intensify when you guys get this deep, or does it feel like it's off you at this point? Or is it anything you can feel?
I don't think so. I don't think the focus of this team has had anything to do with expectations. It was we talked about it in spring training from day one. We're either going to be you're either all in or you're all out, and if you're not all in, then maybe this isn't the place to play for you. And we got a group of guys that are committed to winning at whatever cost, whatever role, whatever it takes, and every single day it is 25 guys showing up, trying to do whatever it takes to win one game at a time.
For someone who wouldn't know Yasiel, how would you explain him to someone who wouldn't know him?
He is like a 12-year-old in a body that you couldn't even make in a video game.
How often does he make you laugh?
Every day, all the time. We have a great relationship, and it's been a fun year watching him grow, watching him mature, watching him really turn a corner. And I talked about it a little bit earlier. There's a fine line between having fun on the field and not losing your concentration. And him and along with Turner Ward, who works with him very closely and has done a great job with him over the past 2 years, they're in a really good place right now. And it's the 2013 Puig who's doing all the things on the field that you want him to do with a level of concentration and focus that he's never had before.
Did we see a 10-pitch at bat a couple years ago from him?
Probably not, because he's probably hitting the first or second one over the fence. So his at-bats have been incredible. His discipline at the plate. A couple years ago when he got walked, it actually looked like he was upset that he was walking, and now he's bought into the concept that it's a team offense. It's not about him always getting the hit. The guy behind him or the guys behind him are more than capable of driving him in, and he's all on board.
What's your assessment of the Astros 1-2 with Keuchel and Verlander?
We're not worried about 2 right now. We're just worried about 1. We're worried about Keuchel, and we're going to put together a game plan and try to figure out how to beat him tomorrow.
When you guys break down pitchers, how detailed do those things get for you? Do you want a lot of details? You just want to go up there and do your thing?
Yeah, you take in as much information as you can, but at the same time, it's kind of like a sponge. You want to retain the stuff that you think will help you, and you wring out the stuff that you think isn't going to help you. So nowadays, there's more information in this game that there's ever been, and there definitely is a line that can be crossed where you're getting too much information and you're thinking about too much stuff. So it's kind of on an individual case by case, where how much information can you retain and how much information is too much.
We're very serious about our beards in Houston with James Harden, Dallas, and the rest of these guys. Is this serious business for you, or is this just fun?
I mean, it's still on my face, so it's kind of serious business. But like I said earlier, obviously Dallas's beard is stellar, and but his beard isn't throwing any sliders or changeups. It's him out there, and my beard's not taking any swings. So.
Justin, have you faced any of your own pitchers in live VP this weekend?
Not this week, no.
Previous weekends, though, I'm curious, who's the most difficult pitcher on the Dodger staff for you?
I faced Kenley the other day, week ago. I actually got a bloop hit off him. I think it's the first hit of my career off him. So I actually had him sign the ball. I have it in my locker for me.
Most treasured possession ever.
Yes.
And do you think you'll want to face or need to face your own live pitching before game one?
At this point, none of those guys are going to be throwing live anymore. So, all of them are going to be down today and resting, so that's not even an option.
Do you feel as ready as you want to be, though?
Yeah, of course.
How would you describe the Astros pitching game?
As far as...
I mean, are you worried? No worries? You've seen how well they've been doing, obviously, in the playoffs, so...
Listen, this is the postseason. Every single pitching staff that we've seen has been a pretty good pitching staff. So it's not going to be easy. There's good pitchers on the other side. We've faced good pitching all postseason, and it's about finding ways to break them down and score runs.
What's it like being a SoCal product, going to Cal State Fullerton, and now here in the World Series against Long Beach? It's special, right?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, and one of the reasons I wanted to come back here and be a Dodger was to bring the World Series back here to LA.
What are your friends and family saying? Because Dodgers haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah, it's just constant buzz and a lot of text messages, a lot of congratulations, a lot of excited, a lot of go win the World Series. It's been fun.
Justin, Doug Latta, how would Marlon Bird introduce you two together?
What was the question?
Doug Latta?
Yeah.
How Marlon Bird introduced you two?
Well, I met Marlon in 2013 when I was with the Mets. He played with us, and he was kind of talking to me about trying to change my mindset on the way I hit. And he didn't necessarily get through to me until like the last month and a half of the season. And when I made those adjustments that he was talking about and saw success, I wanted to take it even further. So he invited me that offseason to come with him and to work out with Doug. And I might have taken a day or two off once the season ended, and then I was in the cage with Doug and Marlon 5 days a week for the entire offseason.
What kind of methods did he use, and what were those adjustments?
Just a lot of swings, a lot of reps, video, breaking down the video after every round, and just trying to get myself into a better position to where I was able to repeat being in the best position possible to hit every time.
How has he changed that swing?
Well, the mindset is different. Before, I used to think about staying back and letting the ball travel and getting it deep, and now it's about catching the ball out in front and weight transfer and getting the ball in the air.
Here, you playing tomorrow?
Yeah. Are you reporting tomorrow? All right.
You didn't work out yesterday, Kurt.
I was here.
You just said you didn't work out.
Were you in the weight room or in the cage or?
I'm not allowed in.
Okay, well.
We'll put it in the CBA. We'll write fake stories.
Hey, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it fall, did the tree really fall?
Did you fall over in the weight room?
No.
How are your knees?
My knees are great.
You're better reporter over here.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
you're a very clutch hitter. You've shown that in the postseason. How do you continue to execute and maintain focus throughout this long season?
Well, first of all, it's about understanding how good our lineup is and knowing that, I don't have to put all the weight on my shoulders. It's about getting on base, swinging at good pitches, taking our walks when we can take our walks, and letting the guy behind you get the big hit.
Right. Thank you. I'm Landon, by the way.
Landon, good to meet you. Yeah, you look good, buddy.
Justin, where's the 10-year-old inside of you right now?
Just excited. Obviously, this is something that every kid growing up playing baseball dreams of, getting an opportunity to play in the World Series, and going to embrace it and enjoy every moment of it.
But in your hometown, too, huh?
Yeah, it's incredible to put on a Dodger uniform just for a regular season. Obviously, has incredible meaning to me, but to be able to wear a Dodger uniform in the World Series after this 29-year drought is even more special.
Could you be set up any better going into this series right now, the way the pitching and the rest and all that has gone in this last week?
Yeah, I don't think it matters how anything went. I think we would be feeling pretty good about ourselves in this position and getting a chance to play in a World Series.
It's going to be 101 degrees tomorrow. How's your beer going to handle it?
It'll be just fine.
I heard they got these battery-powered things you can put in the beer now to cool it off. You ever see them?
I don't know. That might be against some MLB rule. So
I keep it trim, but I usually do is put ice cubes in it until they melt.
I've never tried that.
You were talking about being 10 years old. When I was 10 years old, I attended my first Dodger game. I met Duke Snyder, Pee Wee Reese, Paul Ferrella, the whole game. It was a special day. But today's even more special meeting you.
I don't know about that. I don't think I'm quite in that category yet, but I appreciate it.
Justin, what's your biggest challenge in this series, you think?
Just staying within ourselves and keep taking quality at bats like we have been, and making guys work and grind and try to find ways to get into the bullpen just like we've done all postseason.
What do you think it'd be like tomorrow if Adrian were here when the introductions were going on and how popular he is?
He'd probably get a ton of cheers.
You kind of disappointed knowing him as well as you do that he's not here to hear all those cheers?
That's up to, this is Adrian's deal, not mine. He's a really good friend of mine, and I'm proud of him and happy to be a teammate of his. And it is what it is. I don't really have a comment for that.
You kind of understand the frustration of the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I text him almost every day and say, man, we miss you. We want you to be here with us. You should be here enjoying this with us. And but I understand.
Yeah. Good luck tomorrow.
Do you stay in touch with David Grady?
Yeah, I actually just talked to him 2 days ago.
And he must be so happy for your success.
Yeah, I've been getting text messages from him, not only him, but a lot of the guys that I played with on the Mets throughout the whole postseason. So, I think David played a huge role in my career for maturing and growing up, and watching him, how he handled a leadership role in New York with a bunch of young guys, and really kind of taking me under his wing and helping me out in times where I didn't know how to handle certain situations, and I'll be forever in debt to him for that.
And lastly, I remember you telling me during the season that leaving the Mets was kind of like the best break you could have gotten here. Is that how you view your Mets history?
Yeah, now when I look back at it, obviously everything happens for a reason, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So obviously it was tough at the time, but here I am now, and I don't have any complaints.
And I think Ned Coletti, right, had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, Ned's the one who brought me over here on a minor league deal. So I talk to him all the time as well, not only on the field but through text messages, and I thank him almost every time I talk to him for giving me the chance to be a Dodger.
Hey, Justin, I want to confirm, by the way, you got the picture through David Vassney that I took of your home run from upstairs?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome.
Just a great angle.
Very cool. Great angle.
Enjoy it, man.
My son Jimmy Kimmel, we just did a show the whole week in Brooklyn. You would be perfect because everybody there has got you a beard. It's a tremendous beard. I swear to God, it's the best I've ever seen in my life.
So you're offering me a fallback career?
But what would your beard give advice to my beard?
Don't cut it.
Don't cut it.
Yeah, let it go, man.
You know, when I was 10 years old, I'm serious, I went to my first Dodger game. My mother let me go in the subway by myself. That's how great it was in Brooklyn those days. It was 15 cents. I sat in the bleachers. Of course, a nickel for a hot dog, a nickel for a drink. I didn't get a chance to see any players, but my best friend Don Catoni and I were able to go alone. Would you ever send your kids on a train?
Listen, I was I'm trying to think of how old I was when I played for the Mets, 26, 27, 28, and I never rode the 7 train by myself, so you're a brave man.
Thank you, Justin. Really good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Come on a show when you guys win.
Okay.
Straight.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you talk about the weather again? You guys playing all types of different types of weather. How much of a factor is it going to be tomorrow?
It's the beauty of playing in Southern California. You know, there's really no such thing as a winter here. You get to play or be in warm weather year round, and I'd take this weather over playing in cold or snow any day of the week.
Is it true that balls fly higher or farther in hot temperatures because of thin air?
I think that's true anywhere you go. If you look at any stadium, when the weather's cold, it doesn't go as good, and when it warms up, the ball flies a little bit further.
Justin Turner for TBS as a chan in Japan. Now you're in Japan, Justin.
I'm in Japan.
Yes.
Wow, that's some new technology. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone
magic.
in Japan.
Magic of the TV.
There we go.
Justin, how you can sum up this 2017 season?
Well, not done yet. We still got a lot of work in front of us and a big challenge ahead of us. And but up to this point, it's been one of the most incredible seasons I've ever been a part of.
How exciting is the opportunity to give a new title to these fans after 29 years?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us, and it's the reason why I wanted to come back here and be a Dodger again.
And finally, how long will last the beard?
It's going to stay on here for a while. I don't know when it's coming off, but we'll see. Maybe after we win the World Series, we'll get it shaven.
Okay, say bye to people in Japan.
Bye, Japan. See you guys. Thank you for Kenta and you.
Really quick, obviously there's been an influx of flu. I heard that the store had to close today to restock and everything. How has the city been receiving not just this season, but you guys getting into the World Series?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a buzz about the Dodgers in this city, no matter what time of year it is. But obviously, you know, this getting the World Series, the 29-year drought, I think everyone is out of their mind right now. Everyone's going crazy. I know. I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago, the line out the door at the top of the Park store was insane at like 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was they opened up. So there's almost been more traffic here getting to the store than there is during a Dodger game, which is crazy.
Seriously, and so what do you think this means to the city? Obviously, like you said, it's been that 29-year drought. They knew if anyone could do it, it was going to be this team. So how special is it being the team to give that back to them?
Yeah, it's huge, and that's why I wanted to come back here. I wanted to be a part of the team that brought a World Series back here to LA, and obviously you have, you know, the Lakers who have won all their titles, and the Kings have won 2 titles in the last, 5 or 6 years, and hopefully it's our turn now.
And so with all the media, how many questions have you gotten about the beard today?
Just about every single person has asked something about it.
All right, thanks, Joseph. JT, I know you got 4 more to go, but thus far, which moment can you look back at and say during the postseason, like, wow, whether it was in the middle of the night, you thought about it in your head, which one?
I think the coolest moment so far was after Game 2 in the championship series. The next day, getting a text from Kirk Gibson was pretty cool. Hitting that home run on the anniversary of him hitting his was incredible in its own. And then for him to go out of his way to reach out to me and shoot me a text message congratulating me was pretty special. Yeah, a few times. And obviously he managed the Diamondbacks for a few years while I was over here, so it was a little bit different relationship there. We were always trying to beat up on each other, and now that he's not there anymore, and he's obviously a Dodger legend and will be for forever in the history books for that home run that he hit and what he did for the Dodgers. And it's good to have him, I guess, back on our side and rooting for us here.
It's funny. After your very first game this season, when I talked to your locker, and you said this was the goal, and your mindset was very different for the whole team this year. And here you guys are. Just reflect on that.
Yeah, since day one, it's really been a business-like mentality of this team. There wasn't a lot of talks or conversations in spring training about expectations or what we had to do or what we can't do. It was literally, everyone buy in and get on board and let's go to work. And, that's how it's gone down every single day this season.
Lastly, with the additions of players that kind of came in and out, how did you guys all bond together so well?
Well, it's a good group of guys. We have a lot of baseball players on this team, and it's not a lot of individuals or egos who are out for themselves or their own numbers or their own successes or their own accolades. It's literally a group of guys, 25, 40, however many you want to say, that only care about winning a World Series.
Justin, can you talk about having the home field advantage and what it means to have the fans here on Game 1?
Well, first of all, we play really good at home, so that's obviously important to us, and to get to open up here. And I think the other thing is in this 7-game series, their pitchers are going to have to hit in 4 games instead of 3. So definitely changes their lineup a little bit, and it's probably a little bit more of an advantage for us.
One thing some people are talking about is the heat, the weather. It's going to be hot tomorrow. What do you make of that? Any extra preparation that goes into that?
Just stay hydrated.
And finally, a message to the fans.
Can't wait to see you out there tomorrow night. It's going to be hot. It's going to be electric, and can't wait to hear you guys be louder than ever.
Justin, how pumped are you? It's tomorrow. Nerves hit you yet or not yet? You're so cool.
Not yet. I'm getting asked too many questions to even think about what's going on tomorrow. So just going to enjoy the process, enjoy the moment, embrace it all, and go out and have some fun.
It's been an honor to cover you all season. Talk about the 104 wins, your all-star game, this postseason, Justin Turner's entire year.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been, from initially signing back here to, going out, playing so well, getting voted in as an all-star, winning the most games in the league this year, to now getting a chance to play in the World Series has been a pretty special year all the way around.
So humble. We didn't mention that walk-off home run. One more time, that ball's going out. What were you thinking, Justin?
I was just hoping that I don't know who was in center at the time. I was just hoping he didn't catch it. Martin. I was hoping he didn't run it down. So when I saw it go over the fence, it was honestly, I think I blacked out. I didn't really know what happened after that. I was just floating around the bases.
Let's talk about the Astros pitchers. Dallas Keuchel, he throws 4 pitches, so many different styles: curveball, a slider, a fastball. Talk about facing Keuchel.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. He's a great pitcher. Obviously, he's got all kinds of accomplishments under his belts and a lot of trophies in his room probably. And we know he's a great pitcher. And we're going to, when we get done answering all these questions, we're going to go have a meeting and try to figure out a game plan to try to score as many runs as we can off him.
And also, Dallas Keuchel has a great beard. But Justin, who has a better beard? Justin Turner or Dallas Keuchel? The World Series of beards right here.
Well, his is the more tamed groom beard, and it's pretty solid. Mine's pretty untamed.
Honor to cover you all year.
Thank you.
Looking at our camera, a little message for LA fans.
See you tomorrow night. Hope you have fun. Hope you enjoy it, and be as loud as you can. Thank you. Well, Jerry's a Met fan. I think he has a box at Citi Field. So, no, I know. Well, this is LA. This is something that I think is a little bit of adjustment for every guy who comes here and plays here for the first time. And you're sitting in the dugout and you turn around and you see Ice Cube sitting behind us, and you see George Lopez in the first row, and Jason Bateman and all the guys that are out here all the time. I think the whole cast from This Is Us was at our last home playoff game. So it's just. It's part of the gig. When you play for the Dodgers, it's Hollywood. There's going to be people coming out everywhere. Snoop Dogg giving a shout out on his Instagram. It's crazy and it's fun and it's cool that these people that you go to movies or you go to concerts and you pay money to go see them your whole life and you look forward to when their albums are releasing and you look forward to when their movies are coming out, and now all of a sudden they know your name. It's pretty surreal.